We've got a fun day of bourbon hunting, and I hope you guys are ready for the ride. Let's get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at stop number 1 for the day. We are at Shoprite Liquors here in Westfield, New Jersey, a spot that I've never been to, but I believe that this Shoprite just bought this specific liquor store. I've been in one other Shoprite Liquors before, and they've had a decent selection. This one's brand spanking new, I believe. So let's go run inside, see if they got anything fun out for us to find and see. Let's check this place out. We've got a whole wall of whiskey. This is insane. All right, so let's start over here. Start on this end over here. Look at that Knob Creek 18 up top for $170. That's a great price, actually. Old Overholt bottled and bond. I like that, actually. $22. That's a great price. James E. Pepper. Look at a bunch of stuff. Heaven's Door. Dogfish. This is that Deluxe Road Distillery double single barrel. Okay. Some smoke wagons. Down here, what are we looking at? What is this? This is a cool looking label. For 60 bucks, you're looking at, what is this? Bottled and Bond J. Rigger Street Bourbon Whiskey. Extra fine. Oh, so good. I have no idea what this is. I've never seen this before in my life. Blade and Bow. 50 bucks. That's probably a really good price for that, actually. Creeks. That Boo Rye. What is this? Clyde Mays. 110 proof. Exclusively selected by Sunrise Cellars. Okay, so this is a single barrel. But is it a bourbon? I don't know if this is very late to be a bourbon if it is. This might just be a whiskey. An American whiskey. That's interesting looking. I like that. A couple of different views. Old Hammer. Single barrel, 100 proof, 99% corn, 1% malt. That's interesting. I've never seen this before either. Really cool looking bottle. The one and only, what is this? 45 bucks, the one and only buckwheat. Spirits distilled from 80% buckwheat and 20% grain. So this is, can this be a whiskey? I have no idea. I've never seen this before in my life. Really interesting. Craft distilled. 85 proof. Cool looking bottle. Yellowstone's up there. Responder Bourbon. Bardstown's. And the Green Rivers. Very nice, very nice. I like what I'm seeing so far. Really nice selection. Let's go back to the aisle and see what we're looking at next. All right, we got some Jacks over here. Personal collection bottles, 60 bucks. Single barrel, 133.5 proof. Very nice. Single barrel rye. Cask Series Redemption. Finished bourbon, cognac casks. We got a rum cask. And the Redemption Weeded. A bourbon, bowl of bourbon bottled and bond. Again, this is their own distillate, which is nice. 55 bucks, great price. Bullet 10, barrel strength. What is this? The Bullet single malt. What is this proofed at? 90 proof? Okay, all right. Couple Woodfords. Woodford's apparently coming out with a barrel strength rye this year, which is pretty cool. All the Old Foresters. Looking at an Old Forester single barrel right here. 129.6 proof. Warehouse H, floor 8. 90 bucks. It's a great price for an Old Forester single barrel blue label. They even have a Blue Note pick. 118.7 proof. All the Penelopes you could ever want. Looking at some Bookers up top there. The Erica Grand whiskey. Some Uncle Nearests. These two bottles right here are coming back. The Rowan's Creek and the Noah's Mill. People are talking high about those now. There's some Old Elks. Calumet 15 for 109 bucks. That's actually a really good price for that. And then we're looking at a Ben Holiday soft red wheat bottled and bond for 50 bucks. Great price. Let's see what else do we got going on over here. Got a Knob Creek Select Rye, 115 proof. Knob Creek 10-year rye, 67 bucks. Great bottles there. Bunch of Whistle Pigs. One I haven't seen in a very long time, the Widow Jane Decadence right here. This is batch number 22. I think I had batch number 2. It's crazy we're already that far into these. And we still don't have the new Wild Turkey 8-year 101 yet. Still looking at just this right now. Hopefully that hits the state soon. Their allocated section. Very old St. Nick's. There's that Boo Rye again, 109 bucks, great price. Bardstown Series 10. Volt 15, some Woodford Reserves, Augusta Buckner's 10-year, 160 bucks. Templeton Rye. What is this? Also, this is that's the Gatsby. What is that? It's an interesting bottle right there, 220 bucks. Larceny's Old Ezra. There's a Wild Turkey Triumph. Henry McKenna 10-year. Got the Triumph and the Voyage here. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof 2924 for 80 bucks. And some Kentucky Owl. Let's go see their single barrel section. All right, so first one up here, we got a Redemption High Rye Bourbon. 105 proof. Really nice. 35 bucks. It's a great price. Elijah Craig Private Barrel 8-year, 123.9 proof. Is that the brand? Very nice. As stated before, we had the Old Forester Warehouse Age Floor 8, 129.6 proof, 90 bucks. Got a barrel bourbon single barrel, 5-year-old, 118.3 proof. Nice, very nice. We got a Jack single barrel. We've got a Maker's Pick, looking at 109.5 proof, 13222. Angel's Envy Pick here, 110 proof, very nice. What do we got here? Jefferson's Reserve single barrel, 100 proof. Is this a different one up here? This is a different one. Very nice, okay. Russell's Reserve single barrel. Knob Creek Select. 115 proof. I like that. I like that a lot. Great selection here. Really great selection. So Shoprite Liquors in Westfield, New Jersey, who would have thought they would have had a selection like that? Absolutely crazy. I wanted to pick something up, but I've pretty much had everything that they had to offer there, in single barrels and things along those lines. Nothing really stood out to me personally. Now, I know a lot of you out there would have picked up one or two of whatever they had in there for your own sake, but I'm looking for something that is really going to spark my fancy. So we're going to go hit up a couple more stores, see what they've got to offer. I'll see you guys over there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at stop number 2. We are at Metro Liquors here in Linden, New Jersey, a couple miles down from ShopRite. Now, this is the exact same store, or a brother-sister store to Whitty's over in Rahway. Same owner and everything. Great selection from what I have heard. Some people say it's a little bit pricey. Some people say prices are, you know, what they should be. But let's go run inside to see if they've got anything fun for us to pick up. All right, so we have finally made it to Metro Liquors here in Linden, New Jersey. We're here. They've got a bunch of bottles. Let's go see what they've got to offer. All right, so starting off, we got some Hard Truth, Greg Jones, Hudson Whiskey. Don't buy Hudson Whiskey, please, everybody. Don't buy it. Do not buy it. Got some Penelope bottles down here. I got a toasted barrel finish rye, rosé cask finish. I haven't seen this bottle in a very long time. Boondocks. Not quite sure what exactly this is. Let's see. Chalk Hill Cabernet Barrel Finish Kentucky Straight Bourbon at 90 proof. That's too much for me. I can't remember all of that stuff. Got a bunch of pin hooks down over here. New Four Roses. A little pricey for me, but I know a lot of you guys are looking for these new Four Roses bottles. All right, what else we got going on? Now Creeks. That might be the very best price I've seen for a Now Creek 12-year ever. Under 60 bucks. That's crazy. Belle Meads, you guys always find and say, look for the Belle Meads, look for the Belle Meads. But I think you're talking about like the barrel proof, the single barrels and things like that. What do we got here? Okay, Pikesville, 40. Come on now. $45 for Pikesville. It's a great price. Absolute great price. Get a little Hirsch bottle. Don't see these a lot. This is Bourbon. 100 proof, $39. I can't say that that's not a bad price for that whatsoever. Some more bullets, just like the other spot. Looking at the straight rye, kosher, Buffalo Trace at 45 bucks. Eagle Rare 10-year, 60 bucks. As always, these prices are going up because, well, the distilleries are marking these prices up too. That's really not a bad price anymore for Eagle Rare. I wish it was still 35 bucks, but it's impossible to do that anymore. A couple Jack Daniels offerings, the Old Foresters. Full proof 1792, 55 bucks. Bardstown bottles here. Midwinter Northern Dram. Another Boo Rye sitting right here, 109 bucks. Looking at some Old Granddad down here, 35 bucks. It's a good price. That's that Evan Williams single barrel right here, $31. Here we go. Barreled on 6/10/16. Barrel number 66. Bottled on 7/11/24. It's over 8 years. It's really not a bad bottle at all right there. What is this? Paprocki single malt. Okay, so is this an American whiskey? I've got absolutely no idea. I've never seen this before in my life. What they're known for, though, is a lot of their single barrels. Let's go see what they have to offer. Here's their single barrel selection here. This entire showcase right here. Let's go through and see what we can see. Oh, Whistle Pig, 15-year. Whistle Pig, 12-year. This one right here, what do we got going on here? Straight bourbon whiskey. Finished in maple casks. 102.28 proof. 7.5 years old. This is a rare character, too. A pin hook. Bunch of rare characters here. Let's go through these a little bit here and see what we got going on. This one, straight bourbon whiskey finished in Amberana. Then we've got just a regular bourbon. PX sherry casks. Another is just straight bourbon, 8-year, 9-month. Another bourbon, 6-year, 10-month. Then a rye at 7-year, 6-month. And then a rye finishing white port cask at 7-year, 6-month. Great prices on these. Bunch of Nulus. You don't see a bunch of Nulus in Jersey, really. Down over here, we're looking at Jack Daniels. What do we got here? Single barrel at 128.7 proof, 70 bucks. That's great. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's see in that. Looking at Augusta Buckner's 15-year single barrel, 127.6 proof. It's pricey, pricey, pricey. We got a 10-year, 123.8 proof. Four Roses single barrel here. Warehouse NS barrel number 90.90-4P. I know a lot of you guys want to know all the specs, so it's an OESF, 11 years, 2 months. 105 bucks. I feel like that's a great price for that. Got Old Louisville, We've got the fun ones here. We got an E.H. Taylor single barrel at 150 bucks. It's actually not a bad price. Blanton's Gold 200. Single barrel Forester 100 proofer, 70 bucks. Warehouse L, floor 4. Got their maker's mark pick here, 110.4 proof, 13141. Everybody loves Elijah Craig single barrels, 9-year, 118.2 proof. A bunch of other miscellaneous single barrels down here. Some tequila single barrels, Yellowstones. This one right here, a bunch of people talked about this one. This is a 21-year rye whiskey. I think that this was a Canadian whiskey at one point. But yeah, 21 years, 122 proof. Insane bottle right there. Scout. And the Blue Note. 117 proof. Really cool. Got a single barrel bottled in bond, single barrel full proof. Let's go see their allocated wall. This is their entire allocated selection here. A lot of fun things in here that I unfortunately can't afford. But let's see what we've got over here. We're looking at really cool Jack Daniels bottles here. We're looking at a Jack Daniels Twice Barreled 300, Jack Daniels Rye, Penelope Rio, Stag 24D, 150 bucks. That's a great price. Cigar blend, little sweet wheat, Maker's Mark Heart Release, Old Granddad 16 year. That's a good price for that. 185 bucks. Next, Victor's over here. What are we looking at? The Victor Single Barrel Rye, 325. This is a barrel proof at 180. Old Forester Single Barrel Rye, 150. Cream of Kentucky Bottled in Bond Rye, 150. Old Elks Blue Runs. Not a big fan of Blue Runs. But yeah, goodness gracious. Great selection. 400 for straight from the barrel. Elijah Craig 18 year. Knob Creek 18 year. Lots of goodies here, but let's go see if I can find something, check out and see and let you guys know what I got. All right, so we picked up one bottle in there, and you guys are probably not expecting it to be this bottle, but I fell in love with the first bottle I got of this single barrel last year when I got my first one, and I figured, you know what, why not snag another one? So we got ourselves the New Jersey Wine Merchant's Old Scout Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This bad boy is proofed at about 114.6 proof, 5 years old, really cool looking bottle. Barrel number 24,586. Like I said, loved my other bottle I got of this. Different bottle style than the other one, but nonetheless, these are just great, just MGP juice bottles that I fall in love with. And for what did I pay for it? With taxes and everything, $42.64, I think that says, right? Reading it backwards, yeah, $42.64. You can't go wrong with this bottle right here. Now, we're gonna try and make one more stop at another store on our way back down home. So hopefully we can get something good at our third and final stop. See you guys over there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on our way to Adelphia's Wine and Spirits in East Brunswick, New Jersey. I haven't been in Adelphia's in about 3 weeks. I also haven't done a hunt at Adelphia's in quite a long time. They've added a bunch of new things. The bourbon room gets completely changed up, I believe, every month. And they've done a couple of new barrel picks, I believe, since we've been there last. So let's go head over there, see what they've got to offer inside. All right, so like I said, I haven't been in here for a very long time, but let's see what they've got on their shelves, and then we'll go check out the bourbon room. First thing we're seeing here is Three Keys Distillery. Looking at a barrel proof here, a 4-year-old, 2-year-old, what is this one? 101 proofer. Standard. American Straight Whiskey, 101 proof, 7-year. Interesting. We got a straight whiskey, American straight whiskey, a couple New's, Redwood Empires, all the Angel's Envy you could ever want in your entire life right here. Some Woodford Reserve offerings. I haven't seen a double oaked in a couple of days. Here we go. Right here, waiting for you. Old Forester offerings. Statesman. One of those bottles that I'm not the biggest fan of, but some of you guys absolutely love it. Tommy Rotter Straight Bourbon, 95 proof. Batch 4. Not quite sure what this is. Finished in Taub Family Selections, Napa Valley, Cabernet Sauvignon casks. Interesting. Rebel Small Batch Reserve. Love that bottle so much. Wyoming whiskeys. Your High West offerings. Benchmarks. Boone Counties. These have now started to change into their own distillate, so it's nowhere near as good as it used to be. It's this Hirsch, different Hirsch from the last one. The Horizon. Looking at 5-year, 4-month, 94%, 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% barley, and 6-year, 2-month, 6%, 60 corn, 36 rye, 4% barley. Interesting. Field and Sound. What are these? Maritime whiskeys. Bottled and bond straight bourbon, straight wheated bourbon whiskey. Batch 1 and batch 2. All right. My Lemon Green. Couple other ryes. Catoctin Creek. Rye whiskey bottled and bond. Rare rye whiskey. Extremely rare rye whiskey. There's this one. Distiller's Edition rye whiskey. The lower proof. Sagamore Spirits. Got a cask strength and a bottled and bond. What is this? Straight whiskey, straight rye, bottled and bond, 7 years. Very nice. Okay, that's cool. WB Saffel, Lillard and Bond, or Bond and Lillard. Sorry about that. Get that all kinds of confused. Up top here, Calumet 16, Chicken Cock, St. George, Blood Oath. What's that one? I can't tell what that one is. Jack Daniel's Sinatra. Over here. Okay. Now, if I had the money for this bottle right here, I would definitely buy it, but I unfortunately do not. Van Winkle Family Reserve Rye, $9.50. It's not the worst price I've ever seen for a bottle like that. Got some very old St. Nick's. But let's go check out the bourbon room and see what they've got over there. All right, so we're in the bourbon room. Lots of new stuff in here that I haven't seen since I was in here last. Really excited for you guys to see some of this stuff because, well, it's not the cheapest, but you're not spending as much as you might in other stores. This is what they do here is they're going to be charging you roughly a little bit less than what you're going to see on like a secondary Facebook page. So here we go, starting on the top where most of the higher allocated things are. We've got a Willet Purple Top, the Black Label, Heaven Hill Grain to Glass, Bardstown, the Collective Series, the Goose Island, the Discovery Series 11. Look at the Bernheim Barrel Proof, Old Granddad 16-year, Buffalo Trace. What is this rare character? That's a pretty bottle. We're looking at the Exceptional Series. This is a wheated straight bourbon whiskey, distilled in 5/28/2015. Bottle number 35 at 129.18 proof. Single barrel wheated straight bourbon whiskey. Man, that's a beautiful label on that bottle. I like that a lot. Wish I had a price on that. That's a cool looking bottle. Big Boy Buffalo Trace. You don't see those a lot, ever. Old Forester 1924. Each Tiller Small Batch. We got the Shanks, Weller CYPB, the Voyage, Master's Keep. A bunch of other bottles in here. You guys can see the prices on their little chalkboards on there. Good prices for the most part for most of these bottles here. You can't go wrong with some of these. You know, got to charge what you can. These bottles here, the Dancing Pandas, I'm going to do a review of these here very, very soon. Really, really good bourbons for what they are. It's sourced whiskey, I believe. Not quite sure, but they're all 100 proof except for the 4-year, and the 8-year I think is a lot better than the 10-year. But we've also got new Ben Holidays hitting Jersey as well. We've got the soft red wheat right here. This is bottled in bond, 6-year-old, and then the 1856 original bottled in bond, 6-year. Both of those brand new to Jersey. And we've got some Kentucky Owl sitting in here, Rare Perfections, the Midwinter's Night Drams, High West, High Country. Don't know much about this one. If anybody's ever had this bottle, let me know in the comment section down below. A couple of the New England barrel companies. More very old St. Nick's, a bunch of Pinhooks up there, Penelope's. We've got a bunch of the Bookers here, whole lineup of Bookers that you can't go wrong with, even some little books. Bunch of their single barrels here. They've got a Larceny single barrel that is phenomenal, coming in at 126.2 proof at 6 years old. Can't go wrong with that whatsoever. New OKI bottled in bond bottles. This is a rye, so a little bit different of the OKIs than what I have. Over here, really, really cool trio set right here. Blood Oath trio, really cool. This is pack 7, 8, and 9. Looking at some Stone Street and Elliott Brothers. What is this? 175 bucks. Why is this 175 bucks? Finished in Malbec wine cask. I'm good on that. I don't even need to think about that one anymore. Jack Daniel's single barrel rye at 132 proof. We've got a Don Julio bottle. Some rare characters. Bunch of other bottles over here. All of the 2XOs that your heart could desire. And then the 15 stars. A lot of people love these because, you know, they're a little bit different. They do different things. Me, I'm not the biggest fan of them. But hey, to each their own. And if you guys are ever interested, I did help out with this pick right here. The Adelphia's, you know, the MCBS bottle. Really good bottle, 75 bucks. Can't go wrong with that whatsoever. And yeah, absolutely wonderful, wonderful pick. And I'll tell you, when we did that pick, it was a lot of fun. I loved doing a maker's pick, and I would love to do one for myself as well. But we're looking at another. This is the Pure Antique 18-year here for 500 bucks. I can't get behind a $500 bottle right now. You know, that's a little bit steep for me. But that's the bourbon room, and yeah, a bunch of single barrels here. Again, they've got their Remus bottle right here, Town Branch. Like I said, the Larceny over there, a Boone County single barrel here, a bunch of other single barrels, the Knob Creeks and things like that. Can't go wrong with it whatsoever. All of these old decanter bottles, Jim Beams. These are so cool. The Ducks Unlimited ones. So cool. All these old Beams. The phones are some of my favorites. They're so cool. State bottles. These are just not for sale, but really cool pieces. Old history memorabilia. Really, really cool. These two up here are one of my favorites too, the old wagons. Really cool. Awesome, awesome, awesome pieces of, really cool pieces of history right there. I'll tell you what, Adelphia's never disappoints. They've got one of the best bourbon selections here in Central, South, and North Jersey. Actually, I'll just say it. All New Jersey, Adelphia has one of the best selections that you can't go wrong with, that, you know, isn't a big name brand store. So I will always, always, always recommend stopping in, checking it out. than giving them your service and let them know that, you know, I sent them your way. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, like I stated earlier, we were going to be doing a review of the Dancing Pandas, and well, I needed to get them, and we got them over at Adelphia's. We've got the Dancing Panda 4-year. This one comes in at 98 proof. We have the Dancing Panda, this is the 8-year right here. This one comes in at 100 proof. And then we also have the Dancing Panda 10-year, and this one also comes in at 100 proof. And when I tried these earlier, the first time go around, I love the 8-year, but when we go through the full review, I'm going to let you guys know what I believe to be the best bottle out of these 3. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys drop that like, smash that subscribe, leave a comment down below on what bottle you would have picked up in one of these stores. But until next time, this has been Nathan with the Everyday Drinker. Cheers.